Greetings. Welcome to Money Map Studios. Now picture this. The room is dark, your phone lights up with another overdue bill, and that negative $200 in your account feels like a mountain on your chest. Most people quit right there, but not you. You decide that in 30 days you're not just getting back to zero, you're going to climb all the way to $1 million. The clock starts ticking, the tension builds, and this is where our journey begins. Now, we already laid the groundwork. We talked about the gamble, the viral sensation, the one in a million stroke of luck. But let's push further, because the real story isn't just about fantasy, it's about transformation. If this were a movie, Act 1 is desperation, Act 2, reinvention. Imagine waking up at dawn with nothing but ideas. You start hustling like your life depends on it, because it does. Every second counts. You flip items online, run deliveries, sell old clothes, and scrap together a few $100s. The montage begins. Sweat on your brow, late nights editing TikToks, cold calls to strangers. Slowly, painfully, the money starts to flow. 100 becomes 500. 500 becomes 2,000. It's still nowhere near a million, but it's momentum, and momentum is everything. Now, here's where the psychology kicks in. When you're in the red, the biggest trap is hopelessness. But if you treat every dollar earned as a brick in the empire you're building, suddenly the grind feels different. You're no longer just working, you're creating a story, and stories are powerful because they keep you moving when logic says stop. Now, let's dive into a case study. A young man in 2008, jobless, broke, and drowning in debt, starts flipping sneakers out of his garage. At first, it's lunch money. Then, it's rent money. Within 3 years, it's a full business pulling six figures. Within five, he's running a sneaker empire valued in the millions. Did he do it in 30 days? No. But did the urgency of being broke push him to take action he might have otherwise avoided? Absolutely. This is what people don't understand. Being broke is painful, but that pain can become fuel. Now let's imagine the extreme scenario again. Say you're willing to risk everything. You borrow $10,000 from anyone who will lend it, family, friends, maybe even a loan shark. You throw it all into one speculative play. Maybe a penny stock, maybe crypto, maybe an underground poker game. Against the odds, it doubles. You don't sleep, you don't breathe, you ride the wave. In 30 days, somehow, some way, you touch a million. But here's the dark side. For every person who makes that leap, thousands are left shattered, deeper in debt, burned by the fire they try to control. This is why the story is exciting, but also why it's dangerous. But let's rewind, because the $1 million month isn't really the prize. The prize is freedom. The prize is control. The prize is waking up one morning and realizing that money is no longer your prison guard. That's what makes the long game so beautiful. Because when you build brick by brick, you're not just chasing numbers, you're building a life that can't be taken away by one bad roll of the dice. Now let's talk habits. Habits are invisible engines that either pull you down or launch you forward. A broke person who stays broke forever is usually chained by destructive habits, overspending, procrastination, excuses. But the person who climbs, they build new rituals, waking up early, budgeting, learning, networking. Each small habit stacks like Lego blocks until you look up one day and realize you've built a tower. That tower might take 3 years or 10 years, but it stands strong because it wasn't built on gambling. It was built on discipline. But audiences want fire, so let's give them another what if moment. Imagine striking a deal with the right person at the right time. You've been hustling content for weeks, and suddenly, one big influencer notices you. They repost your product. Overnight, your tiny business goes viral. Sales spike. The world pays attention. Could that hit 1 million in 30 days? If the stars align, maybe. But here's the kicker: you wouldn't have been in position for that moment if you hadn't done the groundwork first. And that's the real secret. Opportunity doesn't just appear, it shows up when you've been grinding in the dark long enough for the spotlight to finally find you. And as the story unfolds, we zoom out. We see the bigger picture, because going from negative 200 to 1 million in 30 days isn't about the math. It's all about the mindset. It's about rewriting the script in your head, rewiring your brain. And it's about refusing to accept that where you are is where you'll always be. And when you hold that kind of mindset, whether it takes 30 days or 30 years, the ending is inevitable. You win.